Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Arun. I'm a life and a leadership coach, and in this video today I'm going to talk to you about what is the difference between a good CV and an excellent CV. Well, I come from a recruitment industry, having spent more than 12 years and also having interviewed so many people in my career. I have gone through various kinds of CVs that have come across with me, but only few CVs have given me that kind of attraction where I felt like calling a candidate, talking to them, and discussing the candidature with that person in person. So, what does a good CV or an excellent CV appeals to me? An excellent CV must represent your true qualification. They should talk about your experience. They should talk about your expertise, the good achievements that you have got, and how you are able to solve the problem that, as an organization or as a hiring manager, I am looking forward to. So if that one page, the first page, and in the first half of that first page, if you can communicate your skills, your expertise, your experience, your success story, and how you are the right fit for this position, if these things can come out very clearly in the first 5 or 7 seconds that I'm scanning the CV, then it makes a lot of sense to me that this candidate is the right candidate to approach for a given job. But let me tell you a truth. The truth is that at least 8 or 9 CVs that I see out of 10, they are not good. They are not even average. The reason is that a lot of people feel that this is just a piece of information and they can put it everything in that piece without even thinking too much about it. What should be the chronological order, where they should highlight about their organization, their educational style, educational background, and they just put the information as if they have to roll up everything in those 2 pages. And even without thinking that, they just send it to the recruiters and to the hiring companies, and no wonders they don't get the call. And even if they get the call, they don't get that attention what they are really good, where they are really good at. So even if you are very good in your skills, in your experience, in your success stories, in the place of work that you are in, but if you are not able to put that in those 2 pages in a very sequential, decent, and appropriate manner, I can tell you it won't work for you. Well, friends, this video is going to tell you all this in terms of what is the difference between a good CV and an excellent CV. Also refer to my previous video where I have highlighted about a good CV and a bad CV. Now in this video we'll cover about a good CV versus excellent CV. But before that, I also want to highlight that I'm sure you would have seen a lot of videos on YouTube where they will teach you, they will show you that how a CV is made and what are the essentials of making a good or an excellent CV. But I doubt, or even I have not been able to come across a video where you have compared between a good and an excellent CV. Because once you know the comparison, once you know that what is missing in a good CV and what is there in an excellent CV, that will help you to gauge what exactly are the pieces that you are missing out and what all you should carry. So taking forward this video, I'll break it into 2 parts. One, I will show you a good CV, and these CVs I have picked up randomly from my own database. Of course, I have masked the information of the individual, which is not the correct way. So I have been able to show you the structure that I have gathered, and these are all live CVs that I'm going to show you. So let's first get into a good CV. And also I'll tell you why I am saying this as a good CV. Now what you're seeing in front of, first of all, whenever a CV which appeals to me as a good CV is the framework. Now if you look at this, a very nice framework, you see the name is mentioned in the caps, then followed by contact number, followed by email ID, and then there is a clear objective that achievement driven professional targeting senior level assignments in sales and marketing client relationship, and there they are highlighting about the banking and insurance industry, and then followed by a profile summary with 15 years of experience in health insurance, sales and marketing. Then talking about skills with respect to key strategist implementer, and very importantly, all fonts are correct and they are giving me a nice appeal when it comes to the whole structure of the CV. Now look at this. Now, this has been a very traditional format where a lot of space is now eaten up. No doubt in the first few seconds, I'm able to get and gauge what this person is all about. But now you look at this piece of information is again a repetition of core competencies. If you look at it, this is written very clearly that a keen planner, strategist, implementer with demonstrated abilities in accomplishing business growth and consistent basis. And also he is mentioned about adroit in handling business development, identifying business, developing new markets, lead generation. So what exactly are these pieces? This is all about your information that you have gathered in terms of your skill sets. Now when you go down, look at this: sales and marketing, channel management, business development, relationship management, team management. Now here what they have done is, from wherever the CV has come, they have elaborated on the competencies. Means what does these competencies means. So if you understand thoroughly, half of the page, one page has gone only in this, followed by they have mentioned about these competencies already in the top. So it's a complete waste. No doubt the CV looks attractive, but look at the content of the CV, it is not giving me that information. Then immediately comes the organizational journey. This is very nice because they have mentioned, like for example, August to September 10. So very clearly it is a month which is mentioned, followed by the next month. So there is a chronological order where I can see that from this period, from August, let's say 2006 to September 70. Now here also, one thing one has to be very cautious about: you should start with the first company on the top, or the latest company on the top, followed by the older companies or the experiences that you have, so that I start looking at, because my eyes will only adjust to what is your latest, not what is your oldest. Now followed by, in this CV, there are professional enhancement, which means that what kind of training programs this gentleman would have attended. So all those training programs are mentioned. Then followed by the academic details, that which period, which year. So this is good, because if you're writing a CV and you are mentioning about the year, again I have to correlate that, is there any gap? Have you been able to go through your journey throughout, or is there any gap? Because a lot of people try to hide their gap, but smart people, when they are going through the CV, they check this as the first important thing. Last and then most important is your date of birth, your address, and the languages known. So traditionally, if you look at the CV like this, to me can appeal because it's a good CV. The information provided is in a chronological order, format is good, fonts are fine. I'm able to grasp that what this person is all about. But what is missing in this CV? What is not there? What so Number one, what is not there is, I don't see any achievement, any accomplishment that he has mentioned very specifically. And of course there are a lot many things. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to now share the information to you with respect to, now what does an excellent CV means. Now we'll see and compare that, what is the difference between a good CV and an excellent CV. Now look at this. On the top you see the name very clearly in the caps. Imagine now this is mentioned in the caps, and mind you, this is one of my golden CV that I'm sharing with you. I prepare a lot of CVs from these ideas that I'm sharing with you. No doubt I have other multiple ideas also to share the CVs. But if you are looking for a professional CV, then this is one of the best examples that I have brought in front of you. So pay attention and listen that how a excellent CV looks like, and why recruiters or I would say the hiring managers would be keen to listen to this part of CV that you have. So the first and foremost is, you see that on the top, this is clearly written in caps, followed by the mobile number, followed by email ID, and followed by a LinkedIn profile. Now, depending on the role that you are applying, if you are into some fashion designing, creative marketing, or something, maybe people put their link of their work. If you have your own personal website, you can put that link also here. But generally, people put LinkedIn as one of their professional sites because they have recommendations from different people one can see. So you can use any such link which is giving more juice to your entire profile. Now look at this. Now here it comes, the professional profile. Now there is a clear heading, and we are talking about an award-winning sales and marketing professional with over 15 years of experience in the insurance and banking industry. Then wide exposure and expertise into insurance banking with team management experience. And then it is talking about wide exposure to key account management with strong KOL connects in key markets. Now, it's a brief summary that what are you good at, what is your strength area, which industry you are representing, how many years of experience you have. So, in just 5 or 6 lines, you have been able to capture the attention of the recruiter that what do you want to convey. And look at this, I have written this in numerical 15 years. So, immediately my eyes will go. The second part of areas of expertise. Now I have listed down 7 or 8 important competencies which are very, very important and relevant to my current role. I mean to say from the person's perspective. Now, if you look at these competencies, now a lot of time people say that why do you would put these words in the competency? So it's a golden tip. Please understand that in today's world, there is a huge rush of CVs and technology is playing a very important role. So as we all know, keywords play a very important role. So if a recruiter or if a big organization wants to search your resume, they will try to put, let's say, insurance, banking, leadership, sales and marketing, and such stuff. When you put all this in the keywords, these are the keywords that helps in making your CV to come up in the search window. Now, this is the key difference that why these areas of expertise are important. And the other important part is that how do you represent? Because it has to be very appealing. It has to be very properly fonted and properly designed on the word format so that it speaks about itself. Now let's move into the next part. Now here, this is my favorite slide, a piece of this CV, which is called as the career summary. Now in this career summary, I'm highlighting the key achievements. Now if you look at this piece, I have captured the gist of the key achievements, what is talking about me as a person. So if I am spending 5 to 7 seconds or 10 seconds, I will be interested to know consistent performer year on year with 100% sales performance, won high appraisal rating year on year. So these two pieces are the most important. That shows that you are a high performing candidate. Plus you have got high appraisal rating, which also means that there are other parameters also where you have done well and due to which your ratings have been excellent. Then outstanding award, recognized and awarded for valuable contributor, highest performance with 10% or 100% or 1500% growth, followed by recognized and promoted as a sales manager, distinguished winner of incentive. Now, if I read all this, what does it tell me? It appeals me that this gentleman has a successful career so far, and the skill sets and the brief summary is telling me that he is the right fit, can come into my eyes, that he can come into the required role that I have. Now followed by, if you see the professional experience, now here as I said, the chronological order has to be from your latest organization. So if your latest organization starts, let's say from July 2019 till date, now I know exactly that who this where his journey has started, and till date that means he is working here. Followed by, look at the designation, company name and the current location. This clearly tells me that where this person is all about. Followed by, very clearly mentioned that in which business unit he is representing. So according to your current role, if you're an experienced person, you can put accordingly. Now this is giving me an absolute clarity without even thinking and imagining that what this person would be. Followed by, if this person it looks like this person has been internally promoted couple of times. So clearly there is a journey which is written here. So you don't have to write in text. Imagine if I put everything of this piece in a textual form, it is going to eat a lot of space. And I have to cover everything in the first page, an impression that should give a clarity that why this is the best suited candidate for me. So if I am able to put all this information across in this caps form or in small bullets, I'm able to speak what I want to say. Then followed by my key responsibilities. Now look at this, there are 5-7 key responsibilities that I'll put it out. Now there's a pro tip that I can give you from where you can get it. Go to the job description, that company where you are applying, find out what are the top KRAs, see what are your existing top KRAs, whatever is matching, kindly go and make that change in your current CV. And you can do that so in the profile summary also on the top, basis which what is the expectation asked or required in the job description provided to you while you are applying for that role. Now let's move forward. So till this time, if you look at it, this is just page one. If I just minimize my computer screen, you will see in this page one, I have a clear glimpse of this person who has a 15 years of experience, his career summary with respect to his achievements, followed by his current role, what is the journey in the current role, followed by the sales, competency metrics, LinkedIn profile. Everything is there in that first page. So maybe if I spend 15-20 seconds, I can glance at that, will he be the right fit for me or not. Now look at onto the second part. Now in the second page, again look at it very clearly. Here again, sometimes people take a print and the second page is taken off and you do not know whether whose CV is this. So there is something that we have used this in the second page also, the name. So the same name is repeating. So this page cannot be lost. Even if it is lost, it can be tracked. Now we come to the second last company where I worked. Here I highlight about the key responsibilities. I have highlighted the key achievements into it so that it gives me a summary. Mind you, you don't have to write the summary of all your companies step by step, because the moment you do that, if suppose you have changed 5-7 companies, and if you start writing the story of all companies, it is going to take a lot of space out of your current sheet, and that will really hurt the length of the CV, because your CV should not be more than 2 pages. For freshers, I would recommend not more than 1 page. Now if I have to cover this, I will cover it like this, based on previous employment, simple steps with respect to the month, then the year, followed by my role, company name, and my headquarter. Now, why it is important, why you should cover it like this? For a simple reason, because if you start writing in detail, it will be a repetitive information which nobody is interested. Secondly, never forget that you are right now into a role where your current skill sets, your current responsibilities matters me more than what you did maybe 10 years, 15 years, or maybe 5 years back. What you have done in the last 3 to 5 years is more relevant to me. That's why again I am showing this. This is the first page which is reflecting all those information in this. Then comes the training projects and certifications. So whatever your training format certifications you have done, and so again, don't forget to write very specifically, like for example, management developmental program, I am Bangalore 2018. A lot of people, like in the previous CV, you saw that they have only mentioned about the name of the course, but they have not mentioned the year. So mentioning the year, even you can go by month, let's say Jan 2018. There is nothing wrong, but it gives me lot of relevance. And again, go from the latest to the last, because if you do from latest to the last, I know that what are the most recent trainings that you have been through, followed by your educational qualifications, where if you are an MBA or whatever, you can add as per your, and if you are a doctor, or if you are a PhD, or if you are a highly qualified person, I'm sure you would have certain papers that you have presented. You can add those also as a special piece, and that will still be covered. And the last part, that is other details or personal details. What is IT skills, date of birth, languages. Now look at this. I have mentioned that in one sequence horizontally. I have not put it like vertically. Even if I put it vertically, what will happen? It will again eat a lot of space. And to save the space, this is how I have represented that in this CV. Now if you now look at this, this is like, if I minimize this entire screen, you will see that it's only 2 pages, and in these 2 pages I have the complete journey in front of me. Well, this is one small piece of information that I wanted to share, that what is the difference between a good CV and an excellent CV. Now, if I have, so it doesn't mean that good CV won't work. Everything will work. But if you make a CV like this, not only that your own confidence level will be high, not only that you will be shortlisted in the first prior list by the recruiters or the hiring managers, but very important, and I think as an experienced person, I can say the most valuable thing that can happen to you is that your structure of your interview is actually directly proportional to the way you make your CV. So you will start getting the questions coming from the interviewer basis the length of the CV that you have made. So don't forget to capture all these things. What is important here, if you want to write it yourself, What is important here is you need to have a good command on language, which is English language. Secondly, you should be very good with your Word, MS Office Word skills, because how to use the space and how to put the fonting in that. A lot of times, now this is again a pro tip that I want to give you. A lot of times these days, some professional CV writers are putting a lot of artwork in the CV. I have not shown much of the artwork here, but mind you, this artwork is relevant only for such people who are into creative marketing, who are into advertising, and they want to showcase their work, that how they have done that. However, in journal, the kind of jobs that you are applying for, people do not want too many fancy things because it just distracts. You want some simple, plain information, but in a very structured, sequential way, and it should appeal to the interviewer while he is interviewing you, or it will also appeal to the recruiter who is shortlisting you. And use of right words is the most important piece of making an excellent CV, because of the technological advances, that keywords are the search words should pick up your CV on priority. Well, this is one piece that I wanted you to learn and practice it. I also write professional CVs for to the senior most directors, as well as to the middle managers, as well as to the freshers. If you are keen, you want to get your CV written professionally through me, you can write me back on my email ID, which is here. And also, do mention your feedback, comments, if this video made some use to you. And if it has really made use to you, do share and like and subscribe this channel and share it with your friends. And I'll be coming back soon with a lot of new stuff, which is going to give you more value addition in your success towards your career. Thanks a lot.